Semi-performing loan. What is it? Who defines it? And how do you know what it is on PaperStack? That, along with sellers' easy express access to updating your inventory. Next on Ask PaperStack. Hey, this is Rick Allen, Brett Berkey, back with another edition of Ask PaperStack. Some of the things we're seeing on the platform a lot right now, buyers are asking, what does semi-performing mean? How often do you see this?
I see it a lot. I see it because nobody's got a real definition of it. So everyone just says, that's not performing, that's semi-performing.
There is an industry term, an industry standard that's been out there, and is like, look, if it's 90 days past due or more, it's non-performing. If it's less than 90 days past due, it's still considered a performing asset. Now, there's a huge variation there from 1 day to 90 days past due, and that really is where the gray area lies. A lot of the scratch and dent loans that you're going to see on PaperStack, not all of them, but some of them, the borrowers they're not timely payers. They're paying 15 days late, 30 days late. Some of them will pay for consistent for 8 months, and then they'll go 2 or 3 months and they won't make a payment, and then they'll drop all 3 payments at one time. It's kind of the nature of the beast. And so whenever you see something on the platform that says semi-performing, or you're kind of questioning, is this really performing? First thing, ask for the pay history.
Yeah.
Let's ask to see the pay history and dive in there and kind of try to crack the code yourself and make your own determination. Pay history won't lie, right? It's going to tell you if they're keeping a good pay history and it's with a professional servicer. You'll be able to see, okay, these guys kind of actually do this. And so I would ask for actually 24 months of pay history if they have it. That way you could look, and you're looking for patterns. That's going to really tell you what's going on. I don't get deterred by somebody who's 15, 30 days late, because it happens. It's the nature of the beast. But if I see somebody who's, they go 90 days past due and then they make a payment and then they're, 90 days again, and I'm like, okay, well, that's a little bit outside my risk tolerance. So you just want to look on there and ask the seller, hey, what do you consider semi-performing?
True. And another thing too that a lot of people don't know is that we do have it already coded into the site to say when it's coming in from a tape. If they say, someone could say it's performing, and the seller could go back and change it by editing the note. That's in their court. But if it's coming in from the tape, Mike has already coded it in that if it's past a certain date, it's deemed non-performing, which is the 90-day mark.
Right.
And so, they might have put in performing on the tape import, and when it sees that, it goes, wait a second, these two don't align.
They may also, but also might what happen is if unless your stuff is getting piped in from your servicer, right? So data is getting put in there every day, like a lot of the assets coming in from Security National. Security National has a fairly tight integration with PaperStack, and we get nightly data dumps from them for all of their clients who are listing on PaperStack. What does that mean? You can go into one of those assets, you can look at it, and when you look at the details, it'll tell you updated 8 hours ago. That, if you see that, that's fresh data.
True.
If it says performing, it's performing. On the opposite side is if you're a seller and you're not having your data updated regularly, and you put something in there as a performing loan, and you don't update it for 3 months, and it still could be performing, but PaperStack doesn't know any different because we haven't been updated. We're not getting fresh data. It will then turn to non-performing, and you'll wonder, well, why is my asset show non-performing? They haven't missed a payment yet. So that's another thing. Ask for the payment history. And if you're a seller, get on your servicer, say, hey, listen, I want you to do nightly data dumps, and get with Brett or I, and we can tell you what to ask them and what kind of information we need. But you always want to have the freshest data. It goes back to having your assets sell quicker, more efficiently, faster, higher price. Great data, that's the key.
True, and I mean, when things expire, that's another thing too, that if it expires, a lot of people don't know this, when you actually click the email, it puts it back active, I'm pretty sure, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so once it's active, the data is still stale. So at that point, you probably want to go update it, just say, well, and then kind of consider why did it expired and it didn't sell. What can I do different? How do I repurpose this? And so maybe at first start with updating the data. If anything's changed in the UPB, or of course the payment date, the last payment date should be updated, and the next payment date should be updated. But besides that, at that point, maybe fill out the seller comments. But that has nothing to do with the semi-performing. But that's what will trigger it to look like it's semi-performing is when something's expired and you just keep relisting it.
Yep. And then the easiest way for you as a seller to update your data is if you have a data tape and it's already been mapped for PaperStack, you can just drop it, upload it into your secret email, and that will actually update all your assets.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we have set up with SN. We get nightly data dumps via email imports, and it updates everything, and it's pretty flawless. So I think that's it for this edition of Ask PaperStack. Rick and Brett, if you have any questions, hashtag Ask PaperStack, hit us at PaperStack on Twitter. We'll talk to you soon.